The Liverpool Plains district in northern New South Wales has been one of the key battlegrounds between farmers and miners. Some landholders have even resorted to blockading their properties to stop mineral exploration in an area renowned for its rich soils. The two sides recently struck a compromise, agreeing to examine how BHP Billiton's plans for an underground coal mine will affect agriculture. But not everyone on the Liverpool Plains is happy with the deal, as Joanna Woodburn reports. The rich black soil in New South Wales is the perfect environment for cropping. Water is the lifeblood of this region, and that's why farmers like Andrew Pursehouse are so passionately opposed to mining. He believes a proposal to mine beneath his 2,000-hectare mixed farming operation at Breeza, south of Tamworth, will compromise his critical water supply.
If mining occurs in this valley, you'll see civil disobedience, because the farmers in this valley are so passionate not to have a mine in this valley.
What do you mean by civil disobedience?
Whatever it takes to stop a mine will happen here.
A storm has been gathering on the edges of the Liverpool Plains for the past 5 years. There are growing concerns the intricate web of aquifers beneath the region's dependable black soil are at risk from another black, but so far untapped resource, coal.
There's nowhere in the world that is better than this area for agricultural production. There are some areas that may be getting close to being equal, but for reliability and cropping production figures, this country is second to none.
Tim Duddy has been in the thick of the campaign against a BHP Billiton mining proposal, which is centred on the mixed grain and cattle farm his family has run since 1934. The company's attempts to start exploratory drilling nearby spurred the local community into action and onto the national stage. Locals blocked BHP's efforts and they didn't budge for more than 600 days.
54 farms sit within the boundary of the exploration licence, but it's here on Tim Duddy's family's property where the company is targeting its drilling. The hills behind me are where the proposed underground mine could be built.
Where we are at the headwaters of the Murray-Darling Basin, where we are with a choke with 3,000 kilometres of catchment behind us that run past a hill that's just behind me as well, we've got these huge agricultural water resources that just run to this tiny little point. And BHP are contemplating putting a mine close to that point and potentially destroying the entire Namoi Valley.
BHP's exploration licence spans roughly 350 square kilometres, with a targeted area around half that size. Farmers here are worried about what any longwall mining will mean for the region's water resources above and below ground. Just south of Corunna, cattle grazier Derek Bloomfield and his wife run a mixed herd on their property, which has been in the family for 3 generations. They've altered the way they run their farm to compensate for there being no surface water.
Well, our business relies 100% on the groundwater, and we do have some dams, but they're usually empty. We're managing our pastures now in a way that we're growing a lot more grass, the way we're running our livestock, and when we do have big rain events, we just don't get the runoff.
He's designed portable water troughs connected to pipes that draw from the aquifers.
If that groundwater's gone, well, we're gone. Because we can grow all the grass we like, but if we don't have water every day for animals, we've got no business.
The farmers who refused BHP drilling access took their protest all the way to the New South Wales Parliament. and the stage was set for a likely return to hostilities when the company started work late last year on the assessments needed under a revamped state government approvals process.
When you thrust two industries sort of into each other's backyard and just expect them to get on, then there's antagonism right from the word go. Obviously, that antagonism has been going now in this area for about 5 or 6 years. The company and the farmers and communities have never really got on particularly well. They don't trust each other, and we needed to find a way to break it down.
Under the new approval system, the New South Wales Government has appointed a Land and Water Commissioner. Jock Laurie's role is an official referee between farmers and miners. In this case, both sides have agreed to work with the former National Farmers Federation boss on the newly badged Agricultural Impact Statement.
This is something that's never been done before, and it's something that needed to happen in local communities where there is conflict between potential mining activities and strategic agricultural lands. It is very appropriate that we bring all the parties together with all the information on the table, and people do have the ability to put their genuine concerns forward so that the organisation, the proponent, can properly address those before proceeding on to the next stage.
Well, look, I think it's certainly a major step in the right direction. And I am optimistic that hopefully as these things come up, we can change these processes so that they do properly assess these agricultural resources.
The Agricultural Impact Statement, or AIS, applies to mining and coal seam gas projects. It looks at potential problems for agriculture and identifies measures to limit any impacts. Highly valuable and productive country is now known as strategic agricultural land, and projects within 2 kilometres of these areas must now demonstrate that they won't cause any harm. Importantly, farmers have a say in the AIS process.
It's more of an advisory role, and it's more of a thing to run the issues up that are significant, that we consider are significant, because we believe that we need to show the process for what it is. And the only way we can do that is to participate in it. So when we get to a point that things still haven't been assessed at the end point, then the government comes to the realisation that the process is not sufficient to deal with these projects.
For Derek Bloomfield, the chance to be involved is critical. Although his farm is within the exploration zone, he's not sure if BHP's future plans will affect him.
I actually think it's important to engage with it. We have indicated that we will. I think these processes are happening whether we want to engage or we don't. They're going to happen anyway. They have to. It's a regulatory process that the current state government has put into place. So I think we have to engage to put our story forward.
The New South Wales Farmers Association has lobbied hard for a stricter assessment process. For President Fiona Simpson, it's an issue close to home. She hails from Bundella, on the southwestern edge of the plains, and has been an active member of the protection group. She has reservations about some parts of the approvals process, but is heartened by the collaboration between BHP and farmers.
Look, I think it's hugely significant. We have the only other AISs that we've seen so far in New South Wales, I would say, have not hit the mark. They've been inadequate in addressing the impacts. So I think it's absolutely critical that everybody is engaged, and I think it's really groundbreaking actually that BHP, the government and the community have come together to say, look, this is obviously a very valuable agricultural region. The agricultural impact statement here could be very, very significant. We need to make sure we get it right.
BHP Billiton has declined to be interviewed for this story. It's released a statement saying it fully supports the New South Wales Government's approvals process. The company says its environmental impact statement will be comprehensive and it will be prepared in close consultation with landholders.
The Farmers Association is hopeful the cooperation will mean it can fine-tune the agricultural impact statements.
Well, at the moment it's a little bit broad. And we certainly do need to drill down on what we would like the proponents to do. You know, how do we actually want them to account for the productivity? Do we actually want to make sure that it's not just a desktop study, for example?
This is just a pilot project, so what we're doing with this as well is we'll be using this process as we'll be looking to see if there's anything that we've missed in putting this particular method of doing things together, and that will serve the government well as well.
But not everyone sees this agreement as being in the best interests of farmers. Former independent member for New England, Tony Windsor, used his time in federal parliament to push for more scrutiny on how mining could affect water resources.
I think it's a sand trap for the farmers. You know, enter into a negotiation process, and I bet the minister and others say this is a step forward. Enter into this process, which takes them down a pathway that they won't be able to step back from. The integrity of the region is what's in play here, not the integrity of individual blocks of land or 2,000 acres that the BHP may want to mine. It's the water that's the key to this, not the land.
Tony Windsor wants bioregional assessments carried out at a Commonwealth level, and he believes the state government's AIS system is a token gesture.
We don't fully understand the groundwater mechanisms and how they relate to the surface flows. And here we are, almost blind, trying to find a way to allow these activities to occur, CSG, coal mining, etc., on a floodplain, groundwater systems, allow these activities to occur when we have no idea what impact they will have.
If you split it up, the debate about where mining, the development of mining or the development of CSG goes and happens in New South Wales is a debate that will be had in the public arena. It's a debate that we need to have. It's about resources, it's about energy supply, it's about where the resources are and how you extract them, whether you should extract them in some areas and not in other areas, how you make those determinations. That's a political debate that needs to be had. But if you're in a position where mining companies are going to continue to progress the development, you want to make sure that throughout that process that community has been properly engaged and they feel like they've been properly engaged.
There could be many months of consultations and assessment ahead before BHP knows if it will get the green light for the Corunna coal project. The local farmers who are now part of the process say there is no room for error when it comes to water, and some are in no mood for compromise.
This will be a test case. There's no divide and conquer. You know, maybe some of the townsfolk would like it, as we talked about, and some business folk, but the people that live on these plains will do anything to stop mining happen here, and just watch this space.